Hello, and welcome to a short video about the evolution of game consoles by Josh McQuaid for EIU 4102. In this video, we will not cover all game consoles, but the main, most popularly sold in the United States. Atari 2600, the first game console we will cover, was released in September 11, 1977. It was the first console to use cartridges as the mean of a game. It came with a joystick and two paddles. Next we have the NES, or Nintendo Entertainment System. This was Nintendo's first game console release in October of 1983, an 8-bit game console with a paddle controller that set the tone for future controllers across all platforms. The next console we have is Sega Genesis. Sega's third console, a 16-bit console at that, was released in August of 1989. The graphics were unlike anything seen before, its most famous games being Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2, also Disney's Aladdin. The SNES, or Super Nintendo Entertainment System, was released in the US in 1991. My first gaming console with the legend games such as Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country. This console was a 16-bit and would end up being the best-selling console of the 16-bit era over the Genesis. PlayStation 1, Sony's first game console, broke into the scene in 1995. It was also with the console, Sony added the DualShock controller as pictured here, just 5 years after the release. The controller revolutionized the gaming industry by adding joysticks for equal movement as well as the D-pad. Nintendo rejoined the movement with the N64 releasing in 1996. It came with a new 3-pronged controller. During its lifetime, it showcased games such as Super Mario 64 and GoldenEye 007, which became a turning point for the first-person shooter genre. Dreamcast, our next console, released in September of 1999, marked the end of Sega's role in the home console market. The console was well received, however slowly lost the public's interest when Sony announced the PlayStation 2. Sony's PlayStation 2 was released in March of 2000, and was the first ever console with backwards compatibility, or the ability to play the games from its previous console, the PlayStation 1. It is the best-selling game console in history, with over 155 million game consoles sold. Nintendo's next release, the GameCube, released in 2001, featured mini DVD discs used to play the games. This console was my 7th birthday present, as well as the console's best-selling game, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Also released in 2001, Microsoft's Xbox. It featured Xbox Live, an online service where you could play with players from across the globe. Its best-selling game was Halo 2, and was succeeded by the Xbox 360, sold in 2005. The Xbox 360, the first of the 7th generation of consoles. It expanded the original idea of Xbox Live and received regular updates for Xbox Live. Released later with the Xbox 360 was Kinect, a webcam device that let you interact with the Xbox on a new level. The next year, PlayStation answered back with the PlayStation 3. Released in 2006, it was the first console to use a Blu-ray disc. It was the first console to use an Xbox Live concept called the PlayStation Network. Just a few days after the release of the PS3, Nintendo came out with a revolutionary console called the Wii. It featured a new type of controller, the Wiimote, and a nunchuck. Also featured backwards compatibility with the ability to play GameCube games. Moving closer to modern day, Microsoft released their next console, the Xbox One. The One featured a revamped, more comfortable controller and a redone Kinect system. Just recently at E3, or the Electronics Entertainment Expo, a newer Xbox One S or Xbox One Slim was announced, so we will wait for more details on that. Finally, we move to the PlayStation 4. released a few days before the Xbox One. The PS4 also featured a brand new controller with a touchpad right on the controller. It featured PlayStation Now, a cloud-based PS3 and PS2 emulation for backwards compatibility purposes. As we move toward the future, who knows where we'll go with gaming consoles, but one thing is for sure, we can only go up from here. Thanks for watching.